What's going on? Welcome to Asian Cosell. If you give me the HKO special, help the king out, hit the like, subscribe, and comment. All right, so we have this article about the Native Americans fearing this woke agenda, and we've been seeing it. And let me take you guys back before I get in this article. Mighty Ducks 3, if you remember, the team changed their name from the Warriors to the Ducks. Switcheroo right there. And if you and then of course in my area in the valley, where Birmingham Braves switch it to the Patriots, and then we have the Cleveland Indians switch it to the Guardians, and we know the Washington Redskins switch it to the Commanders. And I'm surprised, yeah, Kansas City hasn't, taken the Chiefs off, but that could be next. So let's get into this article. Yeah. So let's see. And here we go. Yeah. So Native Americans fear woke efforts by Kansas City Chief Boy Scouts and Taylor Swift to erase heritage. Yep. So it becomes popular to think that even looking at a Native American image is racist. The Squamish Indian claims. So there we go. So, a Native American activist under attack via cancer culture say they hope to stop woke efforts today from obliterating wide swaths of United States heritage and history. So, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Boy Scouts of America both appear to be erasing traces of their Native American heritage, according to the activists and to the evidence as well. Also, America's most famous Chiefs fan right now, Taylor Swift, is being hailed by some as the great woke hope who can force the franchise to cave in to charges of racism and to end its tomahawk chant. Wow. So, yep. So, not in the honor of Kansas City Group, but it was hopeful that Swift would be an ally in the efforts to force the team to end the tradition, according to media hopes during football season. So, the legacy of popular Kansas City, Missouri mayor and Arapaho tribal member Harold Road Chief Bartle could be obliterated in this fallout. He is the foundational figure in the history of both the Chiefs and the Boy Scout, at least until he's canceled American Indians' fear. So, yep. So there's young Chiefs fan, Holden Arminta, when he had his thing going. And it's a woke firing squad looking to tear everything down by telling us that Native Americans need to be divided. Why? Social media influencer Maurice, the Native Patriot, and Swinomish Indian, sorry if I'm butchering that pronunciation, from Washington State, told Fox News Digital in an interview last week. It's become popular to think that even seeing a Native American image is racist. So Bartle was a mayor of Kansas City in the 60s when the AFL Dallas, Texas moved to town. The team was renamed in honor of the efforts to land franchise, according to team website and many sources. So they want to fight all this. And Bartle spent most of his life in the service of Boy Scout. He was a champion of civil rights, according to several bibliographies, as well as a devoted Native American heritage. So this multicultural legacy is in jeopardy now as both Chiefs and the Scouts are distancing themselves from their Native American roots. So as you can see, this efforts to divide us comes from the hate America Marxist crowd that wants to tear down tradition. So the Native American history is American history. Tony Henson, the executive director of the Native American Guardian Association, headquartered in North Dakota, told Fox Digital News, this effort to divide us comes from the hate America Marxist crowd that wants to tear down tradition and rebuild the United States in their own image, Henson said. Oh, yep, there we go, the Swifty, and yet Travis Kelce. Yet the Boy Scouts are looking to remove all Native American aspects of the program, one Pennsylvania troop leader wrote in the email obtained by Fox Digital News. What the hell? The troop is also said to be scrambling to create a new insignia to replace a Native American Chief Brave logo. that it's been using for over 60 years to meet what the letter claims is a new directive from Boy Scouts of America? What the heck? So Fox Digital reached out to the organization, which refuted those claims. There is no national mandate from the BSA to remove all Native American imagery from scouting program. So Scott Armstrong, national spokesman for the Boy Scouts of America, told Fox Digital News in response. So he said local Boy Scout troops may have misinterpreted the guidance about dialogue with locals from First Nations leaders. The goal is to proper respect, not removal, said Armstrong. So the Chiefs have been the target of woke outrage for years and demand to eradicate symbols of Native American identity. So the team's recent success has elevated the attention, So, and the Chiefs have banned headdresses and face paint at the stadium on game day. So Taylor Swift doesn't do the chop. Be like Taylor, said a sign that our group, not in our honor, used the Super Bowl to protest a tomahawk chop. So the chant popular among Chiefs fans, the franchise had made concessions to protesters in the past and appeared to distance his team from his own Native American heritage. What the heck? So the Chiefs have been headdresses and face paint at the stadium on game day. They also retired war paint, a Pinto Host Maricot, according to the team's website. So the franchise also appears to be rewriting its own historical narrative, rejecting its roots to appease the cancer cultural movement, but upsetting the pro-Native American activists in the process. So, geez, so there you go. So, yes, the Kansas City Chiefs named for Ho Bartle, mayor of Kansas City in the early 60s. The franchise claims its online history, corroborated by many sources. Nicknamed Chief, Mayor Bartle was instrumental in attracting Lamar Hunt's American Football League franchise, the Dallas Texans, to Kansas City in 1963. Then the franchise claims, however, that the origin of this team has no affiliation with American Indian culture. So they returned the friendship and welcome as one of our own. The claim, however, almost tells every other Bartle biography in team history. It also disparages Native American traditions, some Indians argue. So Bartle was a top Boy Scout leader in Wyoming in the 20s. During the time, he developed a deep admiration for Native Americans, local. They returned the friendship and welcome as their own. So Bartle was inducted into the Northern Arapaho tribe as a blood brother and was sponsored by a chief named Lone Bear. Scouting historians David L. Eby and Paul Myers wrote in a bigger outfield the beloved organizational leader. So the Chiefs had this. So Barlow was Arapaho in the eyes of the tribe, no different than an immigrant to the United States, becoming American by taking an oath of citizenship, according to Maurice and the Native Patriot from the sources. And there's no DNA to prove that you're a member of this tribe, just as no DNA testing to prove that you're American. Cancel culture, the Swinomish native added, as forced Native Americans failed to show papers to prove their heritage in a way other Americans do not. So Bartle went to establish the tribe, Michael say, in Kansas City in 1925 to blend the spirit and pride of the American Indian with the ideals and objectives of the Boy Scouts, states group website. This effort to erase history and divide it is not where 90% of Americans are. This is not where 90% of Native Americans are. So the tribe, Michael say, is still in operation on the H.O. Bartle on Scout Reservation in Kansas City. So the NFL franchise, however, now claims no affiliation with American Indian cultures, despite his namesake acceptance by the Arapaho and his life legacy promoting Native American heritage. So originally recognized by the team. And Fox News, reached out several times for comment and to Taylor Sipwell for comment, but no. And of course, yep, Woke's Elizabeth Warren Massachusetts, meanwhile, claimed to be Native American and get away with his pearly to advance her career, said Maurice, the Native patriot, noting a double standard in identity politics. And she later apologized to a group of Native Americans for a past claim of cultural heritage, saying she listened, learned, and was sorry for the harm I caused. So, said of the Henson of the Naga, the effort to erase history and divide is not where 90% Americans are. This is not 90% of Native Americans are. So, yeah, wow. The Chiefs doing all of that. But hey, you know, same thing. This is just to bend the knee, to separate. And again, as I was saying, what's next is the Kansas City Chiefs going to be what? Kansas City, I don't know, Texan or not. Well, that's already used by Houston. Kansas City, oil rigs. What the hell's going to happen here? And like I said, you see all these changes of Native American heritage disappearing. The Redskins. I still recognize Washington as Redskins, Cleveland Indians. And what's next? I'm glad the Braves haven't, bent the knee. So hopefully they never bent the knee. See, so we'll see. So we're just gonna have to stay tuned and see what's gonna happen. Because man, this has been happening since even the 90s and 80s when teams, even high schools were changing from their Native Americans to different names. And as I said, Birmingham Braves switched to the Patriots. I even remember that. So something to think about. All right. So, and Taylor Swift. So, or I think the name will be Kansas City Swifties. Oh, I don't want to go there. Oh my goodness. All right. So if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. So other than that, I will see you in my next video.